Hey, Shalom, welcome to the Karma Kapash from GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashev Chakwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole Forex, pushing his truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video. Um, you know, as we draw closer to the end of these prophecies, to the end of the last days, right, you're gonna find that a lot of these other camps that are out there teaching wayward doctrines, man, are gonna, ever more shift up their doctrine to try and suit or try and play like they had it all along or that they knew, even when, the Most High's, you know, had them testify against themselves, man. That's the beautiful thing about the internet. All these recordings and that there's evidences and there's proof of what people were talking about, what people were saying, specifically in terms of, the mark of the beast and what it is, right? And you can have guys shift their position, try and make it look like that the law is dealing with them, that they always knew it was this or it was that, you know, when it was all lies, man. And Nate's like one of the biggest offenders at this moment in time, the IUIC, you know, he ever introducing more of the things that we teach, okay, into his school, right? When he was making mockery of the whole idea of it, you know, to begin with. He's one that has done a lot of shape shifting and changing. Okay, he's always changing his doctrine, right? And he does it so seamlessly. It's like nothing ever, nothing happened, And the congregation, they're just flowing with the ocean. There, it just happens, But you got other guys that are more firm in their wayward doctrines, But even these guys, when these things start coming to pass, the way we say it is going to come to pass, you know, people are going to be trying to, jump ship on what they believe in, or in their teachings and their doctrines, right? But beginning of our elders and apostles of GMS, like we said, the truth was always here. We always had the truth. We always had it right. Okay, and that's what's gonna, be found or found out in the last days, man. When Esau starts pushing this MOTB, these RFIDs, and these implantables into your hands, into your forehead, just like the scriptures say. Okay, it ain't an embargo, it ain't white women, right? Uh, it ain't sin or religion or whatever, whatever these guys, be teaching, right? So when Esau starts coming down with you with that great wrath, pursuing to Revelation 12 and 12, and he's trying to implant you with things, in your hand and your head. Say Nate will tell you, oh, they may introduce a CBDC and a chip or whatever, but that's not the mark of the beast, bro. Like, you're way off, man. And the only thing I can say, or thing I believe, right, is that you're just paid off to say those things, you know, to blind your congregation with, all right, because you're working for the enemy, right? That's the only conclusion I can kind of draw out of all of that. But who knows, right? We'll see. We'll see in the last days, right? So let's just grab this from Proverbs 24, verse 21. It said, "My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change." Okay, as I said, Nate is like a heavy offender of always changing up the doctrine. 1 minute's this, 1 minute's that. Like I said, he's changed his doctrine so much throughout the years on many things. No Jacob's trouble. Oh, but there's Jacob's trouble. You're more, and I never said that. He's teaching Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai, he detests that name. He can't stand it when he hears that name. Everybody's wicked that uses that name, and all these things. The market, the RFID, they can only track my dog. Where's my dog? Maybe we can go buy some lamb. It's June. Okay, it's July, by the way. It's June, right? But these things that we speak about concerning the MOTB and the RFIDs and the implantables and stuff, man, that's all becoming ever more prevalent in society, in speech, in development, by these companies and what they want to introduce to the world. Guys like the WEF, and it's all on their minds, man. It's all being developed. The infrastructure is all being created around us, man, to implement that. new system. You know, so Nate's trying to do damage. You know, he does damage control and so well, they might introduce this and that. You know, but it was what was it before? A conspiracy theories, you nuts. You were just crazy for even thinking about such a thing. Back in the day when it was when we were talking about martial law, that was crazy too, right? You know, but it's like we were saying, like, you know, as the years have gone by, and these things have become more and more noticeable, right? People are seeing it more, right? There's been a lot less scoffers. Now people just like they hate the idea that we might be right. That's what it is now. You know, they hate the idea that we might be right. They hate the idea, especially these heathens, that you know, they're going to go to slavery, or you know, we teach about people going to be put in slavery. You know, no, it's just, you know, amongst our people, it's just a battle of doctrines. But the scoffers are not really out there as like they were before. You know, because they're seeing. Okay, we've been on the money, man. Right? Not literally like Nate. He literally on the money. But you know, we're on point. You know, with these doctrines and these breakdowns, man, because it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The Lord is dealing with us, man. Okay, giving us the eyes to see and the ears to hear, man. We are circumspect, we're diligent, right? And we understand what it is that's going on in this earth, man. Okay? But yeah, let me read that again. My son, fear thou the Lord and the King, and meddle not with them that are given to change. Okay? So, you know, you guys are gonna find that you know that among these congregations or among these leaders that you made a mistake in trusting in them, man, because I said they're not stable, man. Actually, let me grab that. Stable always. Right, James 1:8. Right, this is a double-minded man, someone that can't make his mind up, or he's just doing too much, right? Is unstable in all these ways. He just can't seem to, you know, settle down on anything, man. He has to keep changing what it is, and it evidently means that he don't know what the fuck he's doing. if he's sincere, he don't know what the fuck he's doing. Lord ain't dealing with him. And the same thing with the whole Cornelius thing. You know, back in the day, you know, he didn't want to see it. You know, now he sees it, but you know, he don't want to acknowledge that he was at fault in any type of way. He's just one of those stubborn characters, man. Stubborn Israelites, hard-headed, hard-necked Israelites. You know, that's out there, man. You know, and his ego and his pride he's ballooned his head. You know, the Most High got that spirit on him, man. But you know, that'll be just his lot then. If that's the case, you know, if that's how it ends, then you know we just accept that these guys are just set up for that. You know, set up for the fall. You know. Because they're meant to be out here. There's guys that are going to come against us in the truth, and they're just set out to take the fall. You know, to be incorrect and to be wrong. Because there has to be people that are right and people that are wrong. Okay, ain't everybody going to be right. All right, so, you know, there's going to be just those that get it wrong. The Lord don't want them to get it right. Okay. It's Jeremiah 14:13 says, Then said I, our Lord, power, Yahweh, behold, the prophet said unto them, Ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you a sure peace in this place, right? And again, Nathaniel was speaking about the whole, oh, there's no Jacob's trouble. Basically, you said to him, man, you're safe here. you're safe. There's nothing going to happen. No, nothing bad's going to happen. And this is why, you know, he building in America, man. Right? He says, but I will give you assured peace in this place. This place is not our rest. This world, no matter where you are, is not our rest, man. America is not our rest for our people. But you want to, make roots in this place, man. Set roots into this place, building and trying to establish yourself in the earth. You know, but it's all vain. You know, the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not. So there's false prophets out here, right? And you guys, you know, you might want to believe that's us, that we're false prophets and that, man. But all we got to do is go into the scriptures, man. And I would say it should be evident for all to see, but we know that the Most High have blinded those that are not meant to see. So It's not that we can convince the blind that are not meant to see this, right? But clearly to us that do have understanding, that do have eyes to see and ears to hear, that pursuing to these scriptures, man, okay, we are on point, we are accurate in what we're saying, the MOTB is, right? Because you're not adhering to the scriptures, you're not keeping to the scriptures, right? You're not breaking down what the scriptures is saying. Okay, you're trying to use that ignorance that that your congregation has to manipulate them, man, to lead them astray, right? To prophesy lies, right? So it says the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and a divination and a thing of naught and the deceit of their heart, of their own mind, right? And the funny thing is, the Lord did kind of send them. The Lord sent them on the left hand side. They weren't sent to teach the truth, to tell you the truth, to tell you the word of the Lord. But they were set up to prophesy lies. The deceived and the deceiver are the Lord's. Right? So they were sent on the left hand side. But the Lord never sent them for on the right hand side for righteousness' sake, It's not the true word of the Lord. The Lord never sent them for that. All right? Therefore, thus says the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not, yet they say sword and famine shall not be in this land. Right? They don't really like to focus on the destruction of America and its collapse and what it means for us. Like I said, Nate was trying to make it sound like nothing was going to happen. We ain't got white man, man. We ain't got prepared for nothing. But shit's going to get real out here, man. Okay, people are going to be, find it difficult to get food, water. Famine is coming. Great violence is going to come upon the earth, man. Okay, we're going to have to be guided through the Spirit to avoid all that, navigate through that. Through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That is the only way that, you can survive this, man. It's through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But trouble upon Jacob is coming, man. Our people are going to suffer big time. All right. So sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall these prophets be consumed. Right. You're going to be consumed by these things. Okay. The scripture saying, my servant shall eat. Okay. Not everybody's going to get to eat, man. Okay. Our people are going to be out here suffering hardships, unlike any other. It's Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 22. Let's have a look. Pardon me. So start with 19 here, right? So it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, right? Nor all that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. Are you going to find that a lot of these guys are going to get taken out? I already had Comfy on the list, and there'll be more to come, right? If thou shalt say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? Right, and this is the thing now, right? How do we know who's telling the truth, who's not? Right, because the Lord has to open your eyes, open your mind to know that or believe that. Right, who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. Right, and it helps if the Lord got the Spirit upon you, to be diligent in the scriptures, to go into words and find out the understandings of the scriptures. That helps because like I said, who's speaking the truth and who's not, right? But when you're not not on a level and you're just hearing things and it sounds good, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. But this is why a lot of these other camps focus on other things and draw your attention. It draws you in. Okay, all the partying and whatnot, man, or the mirth, right? Which is really just something that worldly people are attracted to. We don't come with the bells and whistles at GMS. We just come straight raw with the truth. But people need people in the world need bells and whistles to be attracted to it, man. Because the scriptures the scriptures alone ain't enough for them. So they offer other things, to lose yourself in. But then it becomes more about that. The reason why it is because they enjoy being there, doing the things that you're doing, rather than just teaching the word and suffering because of it. They're trying to balance out the suffering by just stacking up mirth. But anyway, it says, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of it. Right? So when these things don't happen, or don't happen the way Nate and Johanna and what's another one, man? These guys, right? If it doesn't happen to how they say it happened, because they're teaching madness, and it turns out that the things that we were speaking about is what happened. Okay, you're gonna know who the men of the Lord are. Okay, that front has to end. Okay, the front of these other camps, it has to come to an end. And you're either gonna know that you fucked up, and the Lord wasn't dealing with you, or you had it right. In 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 73. So then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Right? In the end, it's going to be known who the Lord's chosen, who the Lord's elect are, who the men of the Lord are, who the prophets are. Right? It ain't going to be up for debate anymore. Because the things that these other camps are saying are not going to come to pass. It's not going to happen the way that they're saying it's going to happen. Right? Because GMS is the only ones that are saying, how things are going to go down and what it is. No other company that's standing on that, on the implantable RFID and all of that stuff, man. Okay, they're all teaching something else now. All right. It's Revelations 13 and 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and all you got to do is go into this word mark. Okay, in the Greek. Okay, it speaks about the charagma, crux. Right. Is it that part that says grapho too? Well, that might be in the 18th verse here, under 6, right? But it goes into all these different things, right? And it ain't what they're making it out to be. It's like they're straight ignoring that word, and then they're putting out scriptures with other words with marketing. But see, it means this, and it's a spiritual thing, and it's not a physical thing, and But that's not what this word says. That's not what this word means. There are different words for different marks. Different types of marks out there, right? In literature, right? So there's different words for these things, man. The mark of the Lord for those that are exempt from the judgment is a spiritual mark, right? The one that's on their foreheads. That's not a physical thing, but it's a spiritual one, right? They've been marked. They've been marked out. They've been highlighted. They've been, selected, right? But because remember, this is Esau's doing it. Esau is the one behind this mark here. He don't do things on a spiritual way. He wants it physical. He wants it in physicality, right? In terms, right? He wants it in physical terms, right? He wants to control you physically, right? So you're gonna have a mark on you, in you, because it says in the skin, right? In the hand, in the forehead. All right, so something he wants to invade your privacy, man, and they keep talking about all these implantable shit. All right, and that's all going to be linked up to all the the new world currencies and all this kind of stuff, which is going to prevent you from buying and selling. Okay, which goes on to 17 verse here, right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You're gonna need this, right? That's what he's gonna do. Okay, ain't gonna be no embargo. Embargoes for nations, right? Ain't white woman because that's just fucking stupid. All right, the image of the beast isn't Caesar Borgia or Jesus Christ or whatever. These things just don't make any damn sense as to what Esau's doing on the earth. Most these Edomites don't give a shit about Christianity. They don't give a shit about religion. They just want you to obey them. You know, none of it makes any sense. All right, so Revelation 2 and 10 speaks about this, right? Time of Jacob's trouble, right? That's going to come upon all the world. It ain't just Jacob that's going to be in trouble. The whole world's going to be in trouble, man. Okay, and the elect are going to be tested, right? Tested to be worthy of the salvation, right? So Revelation 2 and 10 says, fear none of these things or those things which thou shalt suffer, because we shall surely suffer, right? Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, right? So we command to be faithful unto death, because death will surely come for some of the elect. All right. So to make it sound like, those of us in this truth are not going to have any issues. Nate wants them to be at peace, at calm, and just to concentrate on the BS. All right. But we're all going to be in trouble, in problems, man. The Lord is going to guide the elect through those problems, man. Right? Like I said, some of us are going to be put to death. Some of us are going to be beheaded. As the scriptures say. Grab that. Revelation 20 verse 4 said, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. Right? So there's going to be those that are beheaded. Right? Because they rejected the MOTB. Okay, they refused to be implanted. Right? Because I say, if you haven't got that, then you can't be a part of the system, right? You can't buy or sell, right? So you chose to suffer, to struggle, to be looked at as a someone against this world, right? You chose that path. You chose the harder path. Okay, the straight path. That's what we took. That's what we're gonna take, Lord willing. Right? While everybody else is looking to Esau, the devil, for their salvation, man, the wide gate, because the majority of people are gonna go that way, thinking that this man is gonna save you from the trouble that's gonna come upon the earth, when he can't. Right? So we're gonna pick the harder path, the path that it looks like it's ludicrous. It looks like it's suicide. Right? But for those with faith, it's not. Because we believe in the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? This is and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years, right? So they're going to resist. They're not going to have that MOTB put in their hands or in their foreheads, right? They choose the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and rely upon him for their sustenance. And they say it's not going to be like, oh, the Lord's going to provide us gourmet meals while we're out there. No, it's going to be difficult, right? We're going to be getting by, just about getting by. The Lord's going to provide us with the things that we need, to get by on. Think about the Israelites in the wilderness, man. It weren't all it weren't comfortable, right? But the Lord gave us what we needed, right? And we survived that there for 40 years. Not saying, bro is hitting me up with his videos of the week. Not saying, oh, damn it, man. Like I say, he ain't gonna be no. The Lord's gonna be constantly feeding us, man. There's gonna be times where you're gonna be suffering, man. You're gonna be hungry. Okay, you're gonna be thirsty. I say we survived that in the wilderness. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not saying we're gonna be out here in that time of travel for 40 years. I ain't saying that because Lord willing, it ain't gonna be that long. But there's gonna be times where we're gonna be hungry, we're gonna be uncomfortable, gonna be wet. You know what I mean? Things like that. But the Lord's gonna provide us a way out of all of that. Okay. So, you know, anyone saying anything less than that, you know, he's obviously not dealing with this truth, man. Okay. And I'll close up with this. Revelation 14:9 says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or on his hands, because, you know, Johanna, he'll tell you that, you know, when that time comes, they gonna need to eat, right? So they ain't got a problem with taking the you know, the implantable, because they don't believe it's the mark of the beast, right? Because eating is more important to him than staying, you know, standing firmly or standing stiffly for the name of the Lord and doing His will, right? Eating is more important to him. His own comfort, his own belly is more important to him than standing strong, firm for this truth. All right. This is if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, right? So you're going to receive of that judgment, okay, which we should all be fearful of, man, because they ain't going to be nice, man, all right? And it's going to bring shame upon you, all right? And, you know, if we had the choice, hey, we'd rather, you know, if we had to die, we had the choice, we had to die, right? We'd rather die with honor, serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai than being an adversary against him, being an adversary against his word. You know, we'd rather go out in honor, believing in faith, than not believing. You know, trusting in the Lord, right? So, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. All right. So, like I said, you know, you're gonna find guys, you know, towards the, you know, I said Nate's already doing it, but even more so toward the latter times, people trying to change up their doctrine, shift up the doctrine to make it seem like they was always telling the truth, that they was always believing in this or was doing that, when the truth couldn't be further from, well, it couldn't be further from the truth, right? Because like I said, there's a record in the heavens, there's a record here on earth, man, with the YouTube, with all these recordings, man. We've seen what you said, you know. We're not ignorant like others out there in the world. We've seen it, we've been watching you. You know, we scoped you, we heard what you said. All right? We ain't more, you're not the morons you think we are. You know? But you know, they're gonna try and fit in to make it look like them and the Lord still. And, you know, but it's going to get out of hand. They're going to, you know, people that are among them are going to lose the faith among them, man. Because things ain't just happening how they thought it was going to, you know. And you're going to see that as time goes on. So anyway, you know, with that, I'm going to end it there. Lord, when this is edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.